Hello everyone, I'm Sirua. Welcome to my little oasis of peace that I call Sirua Serenity. Now, let's dive into the soothing waters of tranquility together. Today is May 16th, 2024. It is now episode 5 in Sirua Serenity, and I'm so happy you're here. I had a lot of doubt releasing these episodes, and I still continue to doubt myself, but I'm still here. I still want to release content and talk to everyone and share this part of me that I've wanted to for a while. So I want to start us off with a quote from Langston Hughes, and it says, "I have discovered in life that there are ways of getting almost anywhere you want to go, if you really want to go." Wonderful quote from Langston Hughes. All right, everyone. Episode 5. Isn't it crazy? So it definitely means it's been 5 weeks, and I had a lot of doubt at first when I started this podcast and what I was going to say, what I was going to share is something that I didn't think I would continue, but I surprisingly really took to just being honest and being transparent with everyone about this. So I appreciate, like always, when everyone gives me feedback on these episodes, what they think, and they also share some ideas with me. I recently did a podcast with my soulmate best friend, Annalie. That episode is in her podcast called Embracing Vulnerability. If you want to check it out, there me and her talk about how we met, our relationship together, where we just bonded and became very close very quickly. And it's been almost 10 years since then, interesting enough. So if you want to check out that episode, please go find my bestie, listen to the episode, laugh with us together. I was totally awkward in that episode, so please don't blame me, don't come for me. I was really awkward. And then after a while, it was not as nerve-wracking as I thought it would be. So this episode, I want to focus on friendships, or possibly relationships and family, all that nice stuff. Last week, I had focused on the toxic side of things. I want to focus more on the positive side of things and how I've navigated my life, people coming in and out of my life the way that they did. Growing up, I would say, I'm not going to say I had a lot of friends. And not out of, that I didn't want to, didn't need them, or isolated or anything. I was easy to get along with. And, obviously I wasn't everyone's cup of tea, as they say. But I did have people I was very well acquainted with. I have a lot of hobbies, a lot of interests, so I can get along with just about anyone, it seems. So I, interesting enough, kind of still had this wall where I guarded myself. I didn't feel I could be 100% myself with everyone, just because you try to show your best. You show the best side of yourself, the fun side, the nice side, and that can sometimes be nice, but exhausting. In a way, it's like masking. Something that I tried to do was stay away from people that I felt was a little too toxic for me, obviously, but again, friends came and went. Interests changed, hobbies, life paths, all change. Obviously, we grow up, change schools, and lose contact. Back then, social media wasn't really such a huge thing. I'm gonna say it didn't really hit for me until Facebook. Yeah. My parents were really strict about me having internet access, so I didn't really get to be on the computer and be on AIM or Messenger or none of that. I did it behind their backs, I'm not gonna lie, but I never got to experience the MySpace era or anything like that. But I did, when I was about 15, 16, I was able to get Facebook and start connecting with people again. Through that, I was able to contact my now husband, Hiro. So thankful for technology and being able to connect with people. In high school, I met my best friend of 15 years. So I've legitimately known this woman for half my life now. I am 30 years old now. I met her when I was 15, and we still talk to each other almost every single day. I love her and she's amazing. I always wish her the best because I can't tell you all the things we've been through together. I mean, watching each other grow up from teenagers to adults is amazing. And it has its own, obviously, hiccups along the way. It's hard watching your loved ones go through things and you wish them best. And honestly, she's one of those people that she deserves better. And I don't know what the universe is doing, but I have to trust in the universe that it'll repay her somehow. I did a lot of online friendships for a while because, again, having access to social media really opened my world in people, meeting people, getting to know them, and seeing different perspectives, different opinions, and sharing knowledge and hobbies and interests. So I loved it. As a person who has a background, again, in psychology, people are an interest for me where I want to know how their brain works, how different experiences, different cultures, different anything. There's a whole world out there of people. And when you meet one or two or three, however many, and they're able to share aspects of their life and things that you didn't know about, and sharing that knowledge, it can be great or it can be not so great, very toxic. And again, it's, as the world is beautiful, it can also be very cruel. I remember meeting an online friend that sort of became obsessed with me. It was odd because I was very young. Teenager. No, maybe I wasn't that young. I'm gonna say I was about maybe 15 or 16. And they were a little bit older and everything was fine in the beginning. We would talk and it was nice, but I still had that gut feeling, right? Where, okay, they're being nice and they're there for me, we're talking, but then he expressed his feelings for me. I politely declined because I wasn't interested in a relationship or anything further. We were just friends. I thought we were just friends. And things kind of took a turn after a while where, he called me one day after we had told each other we would not talk anymore. And he called me. I recognized the area code more or less, but still picked it up. And he was threatening to not be in this world anymore, for lack of a better word, right now. And he threatened that if I didn't return his feelings, that he would continue with this plan. I coldly told him he can do what he wants because I refuse to acknowledge those feelings or return those feelings. From what I know from that experience and anything that happened and transpired after that, apparently he eventually did get married and was able, I hopefully, move on. Scary world out there. Be very careful, because that experience completely opened my eyes to not everyone is who they say they are. But then you meet people that you connect with and bond with and leave this lasting effect on you that leaves you speechless in a way. I bonded with someone online who eventually became one of my best friends. He was my best friend for 8 years. But unfortunately, a few years ago, August 2020, he unfortunately passed away due to circumstances out of his control. And it's been hard. It was hard. Still is hard he was so young. We were the same age. We were only a few days apart, birthday-wise. And even though, again, never got to meet him in real life, never got the fortunate chance to meet him, it was a hole. It was a lot of grief and a lot of crying. A lot of crying, because, again, this was my best friend, and we talked very consistently. Even if we would go a few months without talking, he would message me, check in on me, and he would always have this thing where he was like, "You're always so busy. What's going on with you?" And it's true. I was always busy. My life was in this constant flux of things that I was doing, things I was trying to move forward with, projects and life changes that I was going through. We met when I was late teens, and 2020, which was 4 years. It was just hard. It's a grief like no other, and I do not wish that even on my worst enemy, if I even have one. I feel like sometimes I'm incapable of hate at this point, but it was a dark time for me in my circle of friends. For me, when I bond with certain people, the reason why I say the word soulmate, so soulmate can not only just be romantic. If you search up the definition, and I also believe in this definition, it not only applies in romance, it does apply in platonic situations as well. Whether they're male, female, or anything, people can be embedded in your soul where you get comfort, you feel peace when talking to them. Of course, this can change. This may vary, because obviously life throws things in our way that can cause issues, troubles, and that bond can be severed. But I've been so blessed, so fortunate that the people I do consider in my inner circle are, I'm going to call them my forever people. Even if they leave, and even if something happens, they've left their impression on me that I can't just completely forget about them. So Annalie is one of those people, my best friend of 15 years. I'll call her Neko for privacy reasons. Her name is Neko. I have other people, but I don't, again, I have to ask for consent for their names. But I do have a few people I bonded with throughout the years that I consider my forever people. And just getting a message from them, or a call, or getting on a game with them brings a smile to my face. Another person I did feel this with, but obviously this was in a more romantic way, was Hiro. So long story short, Hito and I have known of each other since 2nd grade. When I first laid eyes on him, something drew me to him. It wasn't physical attraction or anything. Come on, we're in 2nd grade. Keep your heads out the gutter. 2nd grade. So that's a time in our lives where we're just finding out that maybe people don't have cooties anymore, right? And something drew me to him. I don't know if it was the pain or sulkiness. I can't pronounce words right now. It is past midnight, by the way. And there was just this pain and sadness to him that drew me to him. I mean, we're only 8 years old. You start to wonder, what can an 8-year-old be possibly going through? And I just felt drawn to his energy for some reason. I'll save our story for probably another podcast. But again, 2nd grade up until 4th grade. Then probably a few months later, we had seen each other again, and I said hi. Throughout the years, we pretty much lost complete contact. And when I reached out to him via Facebook Messenger, we just clicked. We clicked in a way that I never had before, and I could tell that obviously this was going beyond the typical friendship. We would talk every day. He made me laugh. He made me blush. Oh, he's so cute. And the rest is history. Now we're married all these years later, and I still consider him definitely one of my best friends. All the gossip, everything, he knows about it. It's anybody tells me something, there's more than likely my husband knows about it. Pretty much. Unless I forget to tell him, because my ADHD really, by the time I realized I didn't tell him, I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't update you. But he's definitely one of my best friends, and it's amazing how the universe brings people together again. When it comes to my family, the reason why I sigh, it's a tug of war. And I do have a bond and closeness with my family, and especially my immediate family, mom, dad, my 2 brothers. In our case, actions matter more to us than words. We're not the I love you, we're not the hugging type, we're not the mushy kind of family, but we do show up when needed. Lately, I've had to build boundaries and understand, or make them understand, that my time is not as well. Now it's as very limited. I have to focus on my boys. I have to focus on work, and I personally enjoy friendships a little more. Like, I do appreciate my family. I try to talk to them, keep them updated, but our interests aren't the same as it used to be, and our lives are a bit different. Only probably one of my brothers, he has 2 kids himself, my 2 beautiful nephews, and he understands now as a parent, and him and his beautiful wife, that 2 kids are not easy. And especially when one or both are special needs, life hits you. And no one can prepare you for parenthood more than you having a child. We could sit here, we can explain it, but it's like this insane whirlwind where time, space, what is going on? Then all of a sudden you wake up and they're much older than they were before. So definitely when it comes to family, we have a huge family, and well, bigger family than most people. I have a lot of cousins, and they all get along. They're very, very close with each other. I'm more of a stay in outside the circle and observe kind of person, just because my interests, my life has geared out of the way. For most of them, our interests are not the same as they used to be. My life experiences have been much different than theirs. But there's such thing as loving people from a distance, loving them from far away. When we meet up, it's a great time, but again, I have made some of my friends more like family, we're more attached than some family members, and that's completely okay. Sometimes blood ties should not be what I would say a deciding factor all the time. If that person does not bring you peace, if they're only toxic, you can choose to go no contact or limit their access to you, because you matter, your mental health matters, your peace matters. Like I said in my previous podcast, there was a lot of toxicity for me and Hito's side of the family, but I've been able to heal from it and do my best to limit or have little to no access, especially with my mother-in-law. So I'm proud of myself for that, and I'm also proud of Hito for slowly healing and understanding and being aware of all that trauma that he's been through and healing from it as well. A lot of the friends I do have their own traumas with their families. And we've been close. They've talked to me about it. We always go back and forth and try to navigate this world that is, again, not always very easy. So I'm very glad to have the people that I currently have in my life. Some of them are my biggest supporters, and we joke every day and we adapt to any and all changes. Some of them I used to game with at some point. Now we don't game anymore because obviously we're parents and have kids. We're busy. Some of us are going to school. Some of us are traveling. Some of us are living our life. And I root for my friends. I wish them always the best. They know who they are. I love them, and I always wish the best for them, and that the universe really does truly rain down all this goodness and all this love for them. All right, you guys, it's really, I honestly don't ever think that this is gonna go over 20 minutes. It's still shocking to me how much I have to say and how much I have to share within my soul and my heart, and I hope a lot of my words resonate with you guys. I always try to make this a place of tranquility, of peace, and that you guys always come back and let me know what you think, any ideas, and feedback is always appreciated. And again, like I said earlier, please check out my best friend Annalie and her episode where we're being silly. It's about an hour long. Please, we plan on releasing more content. I do plan on bringing her on to my podcast as a guest, and we can talk about a lot of stuff. You're gonna notice the dynamic. We're constantly laughing. It's an easy vibe. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful month, because summer is coming, and I am not a summer person. These bugs are not it, you guys. I'm a fall girl, okay? I don't want to have to look down and check on my shirt and see if it's appropriate. I have a lot of anime shirts, or sometimes I have a stain that I don't notice that my child. I prefer sweats and comfortable hoodies. So I hope you enjoyed, and that you continue to have a wonderful day. And as always, you guys, stay serene.